I believe community foundations are one of the best kept secrets in Canada. They're an extraordinary vehicle for enabling effective philanthropy. Philanthropy that is large and small. Philanthropy that thinks about the whole community. Philanthropy that thinks about the community and how it works, and looking at sometimes how it doesn't work and how can we make it better. When people ask me, what would you want people to know about community foundations in general, and Community Foundation of Nova Scotia in particular, is that the board of directors that we have, the staff that we have, the connections we have to Community Foundations of Canada, everyone's involved because we care. We care about the future of Nova Scotia. We care about the quality of life that we have, and for me in particular, that my children will have, and now my grandchildren will have, that they can live and grow up in Nova Scotia in really great communities, functioning communities, active communities, vibrant communities. And so our whole reason for being at Community Foundations is to help communities themselves and to help people who have philanthropic aspirations to figure out the best way to contribute to that future. And so it's our job from a Community Foundation point of view to continue to be in conversations with people to understand what they want to do in their communities, what kind of impact they want to have, and to help them create innovative ways of doing that. So it's us continuing to figure out more effective, more efficient, more innovative ways of helping people who have philanthropic ambitions, be they philanthropic from a monetary point of view or philanthropic from a daily activity point of view. How can they have impact in their communities? And if we can do that, then we'll be successful as an organization. We think philanthropy is changing. And rather than simple endowments, scholarships, other kinds of legacy projects that donors would want to provide for their communities, new things like social enterprise, collaborative relationships between the public sector, the private sector, and philanthropists is all changing in a dynamic. And we believe that community foundations themselves are uniquely positioned to serve as a bit of an honest broker, and more importantly, as a catalyst to these new kinds of philanthropic ideas that are emerging. To be able to bring and allow philanthropists to look at social enterprise as agents of change, to look at how collaborations can become more deeply rooted and do more than an individual donor might be able to do in the way we've thought about philanthropy in the past. We all have a role to play, and philanthropy takes many different forms. It's not waiting for government alone to do this, not waiting for any one individual, but for all of us to start to come together and figure out ways that we co-create our communities. And so the philanthropic dollars that we're able to bring together inside Community Foundations of Nova Scotia, we see as those catalytic capabilities, those catalytic funding activities that can come from endowments that are, that are going to be with us for tens, if not hundreds of years. One of the things that's happened over the last 10 years in the relationship that Community Foundations of Nova Scotia has established, both inside the province and nationally, is to become a conduit for national programs. There are new programs emerging, from the federal government, and one of the unique things about Community Foundation of Nova Scotia is we're not dependent on any level of government for our administration and our operations. But when the government decides and goes again to a Community Foundations of Canada and says, how do we get impact and how do we get funds in a crisis to not-for-profit organizations across the country, then Community Foundations of Canada and our role as Community Foundation of Nova Scotia, we're able to take again millions of dollars of funding and be an honest broker who can distribute that to organizations in need. The future that we see for Community Foundation is being a listener, being a collaborator, being a connector, and being a catalyst for good works across communities in Nova Scotia. We have really an amazing province. We've always been a caring place, and we've got an opportunity to set examples of how communities should thrive and how communities should grow by using philanthropy as a real tool for creating, again, smart and caring communities that work for everyone.